We can see everybody. We're going to get on here. Nathan's here. Pink has no camera. We're off to a great start. But at least we're grooving with these tunes, so I'm happy.
Well, it'll help you guys tonight.
Oh, actually, I should turn this off.
It won't be choppy.
Okay,
Yeah,
this
that's a good
is
point.
Bell and Bell. Let's introduce it over top of these songs because it's so good. I'm going to put that other one on to do an intro. Because then when I cut the YouTube video, I want to keep that song in. Alright, here we go. Bell and Bell, episode 7. You ready? Of course, if you heard that song, you know what's happening next. Mr. Pink Elephants is joining. This is his walk-up song. Welcome.
How you guys doing?
We're back for episode 7, Bell and Bell, Pink Elephants, awesome guest. Nathan's here, of course, and we're ready to rock.
What's up,
Let the
Pink?
song
You've been
play.
you've been churning out some newspaper articles lately. I've been enjoying those.
Yeah, you know, I that's all I do. I read articles around the country, mostly by the Associated Press, and they are, they're a lot of these articles are highly critical of this league and our commissioner Tommy Fumbles.
Serious
Like I said,
question for you?
all I do is read the articles and I post them. And, you know, I got to say, there's a lot of articles that don't get posted because they're too critical.
Oh yeah, that was gonna be my question. Yeah, that was definitely gonna be my question.
So you're filtering these out to help
Yes.
our commissioner. do
Absolutely.
good.
Absolutely. If if I posted some of the ones that were even more critical of the ones I find, we might not have a league.
Right. These are just the mainstream media sources. You're not going like down the rabbit hole.
No. Yeah, this is all mainstream. And anybody can find them. Anybody can find them.
Good stuff. I got a real chuckle out of that last one. I even had my my girl reading that one. She was chuckling.
Well, there is sort of unlimited content for anyone who wanted to write critical articles.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that happen around the league, and unfortunately for Tommy Fumbles, if he didn't screw up all the time, there wouldn't be a lot of articles to post.
Well, Nathan missed the whole draft, and
No, good for
I'm
you.
sure there's no way.
It
to
was a
catch up.
disaster.
Were you following along on the edge of your seat there, Pink?
No, I actually didn't follow it after the second round because it was already off to a really bad start to begin with. The day of the draft, well, actually leading up to the draft, because one of the things that I do now is I look at the time slots and when I'm supposed to be on, when I'm supposed to make my pick, and
Seems
that
reasonable.
it really helps out. I think it helps everybody out. And just knowing, hey, I got this 15-minute window or whatever it is that I got to be on or make my pick. And so it helps making a list. It helps move the draft along. It's just I think it's a key part of the draft that should be part of the draft every time. I don't know why it wasn't there. And then I found out that it was added, like those time slots were added the day of. And then, like, I didn't know about it, and I think it was DS that said, you know, they were there the whole time. And then Caden noticed that he said that they weren't, and he asked, hey, when were those added? And then that's when we found out they were added the day of. And so I think that just added all sorts of confusion.
I'm testing out my mic here. Can let me know, Unholy, if you can hear me. Apparently, they can't hear anything I'm saying.
I can hear you.
You can. Well, that's part of the picture here. I don't know. Now they've disappeared, I guess. I need more volume. I don't know how to do more volume. This is
Is
like
it,
a nightmare scenario.
Is the music volume turned up or something? Like, if you got that cranked?
The music's off now. That's done. Speak close. The mic is right in my face, man. I can't get any closer. Literally, like, my nose is touching this mic. Well, you guys talk. I'm going to try to figure this out.
Oh yeah, I'll cause I went off the grid on Tuesday. And when I left, I just like sent a list to Sean.
Where did you go? Where did you go, Nathan?
I did.
Where were you? Why weren't you? Why weren't you around?
10-day silent, or no, 8 days. Sorry, 8-day silent meditation retreat.
Oh,
Vipassana retreat. So I had they take your phone, like they take everything, right? So I have no possible way of checking anything online. So I'm just like, all right, like draft on Friday, like.
What does that mean? Is silent? Like you don't say anything? You're silent for 10 days?
You can't talk. You can't talk. You can't have any like devices. Yeah, you're basically like you can't like have any writing material. You're supposed to just be there, right? Like it's just you and your thoughts, kind of.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Like it's a really cool thing. It's free. Like it's all donation based.
Where is it? Where'd you go?
So this one's like an hour north of Toronto.
Okay.
But they have them like all over the world. Like I think it's in like 100.
And how many people were there with you?
There were 30 men and probably like 45 women, something like that. So it's
and
like
no one says anything. No one says a word.
No one says a word. Yeah. No one says a word. And you eat twice a day. They give you like
So do you like if you're if you're like if you bump into somebody, you don't say excuse me.
No, you just keep your head down. Like you can. No speaking. It's quite refreshing, man. Like you don't have to like look anyone in the eye. Like you don't hold the door open for anyone.
So you just walking with your head down.
Yeah, you walk with your head down. Yeah. Like you close the door on people. Like it's quite nice, man. Like it's like weird when you come back and you gotta like have the niceties, you know. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So I was there. So like I knew.
Yeah. So you definitely missed out.
So I got back. I got back Thursday, and then I was like, like there's so many messages I can't really like keep up with what's going on. So yeah, I'm interested to hear like what's going on in this draft. But I was gonna say like when I left, nothing was set really. Like I didn't know if the draft was on Wednesday or Friday, or if like what was going on really. So you're just
you left just as confused as everybody was.
Yeah.
I'm testing again. Is this any better? Can anybody tell me if you can hear me? No answers. It's crickets.
Well, let me go on the Twitch and I'll see. Get some echo going. Oh, I'm not.
Little better. Go to 2dB. I will do it. Okay, you guys keep going. So, Nate, you come back on Thursday. Did you ever catch up? Were you able to get past the 1,000 new messages?
I mean, not really. I was hoping to see, like, who picked who. But, like, there's no history of the picks. So I, like, went through all. I kind of figured, like, DS would have something. I don't think there was anything in there. Like, Hockey News had something. Like, Blubber had something. I tried to read those, but... it was just kind of a condensed version. Like I have no idea what order the picks went. I have no clue like what happened really. I know I got Renee bored.
What was crazy is halfway through it, like Ultra Magnus came back and just said, "Hey, everybody, send me your picks, and we're gonna wrap this up." Like it was out of nowhere.
I signed in at like a few times.
Yeah.
Tell me if this is better, guys. I signed in a few times throughout the day because I didn't have my own picks, but I was trying to pick for Nate, and I felt pressure. It was my own picks. I didn't really care, but I felt some pressure to not like totally screw up all your picks on the lead. You'd give me that list. And I was trying to keep track. The first time I signed in was like lunchtime. Then I found out that there were 10-minute slots in round one. Like I did not expect that. So we had flown through round one, and I was like, I was expecting maybe Nate would be up. It was like not until second round, like pick whatever. I was expecting like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I saw in there 12:30. Round one's almost done. It was like I think I counted 9 BPAs in round one.
Yeah, I was one of them. I had
Oh man.
yeah, I couldn't get on.
No, they can't do it all.
And I didn't know what time I was supposed to be on. So I was one of the BPAs, but I probably would have went with a D-man over.
Who'd you get?
I got Cogliano.
No idea who that is. Is he D or?
He's a forward.
Oh.
But he is a 5-speed forward, but he doesn't hit. I mean, he's nothing for the next like 6 seasons.
Oh, okay. Like he eventually gets to 5-speed.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But even when he's 5-speed, I mean, he's okay.
What pick did you have in the?
I think it was 18 overall.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think there was a couple of D-men I was interested in, but I mean, these days I think you can plug a 1-year rental with the waivers or a second round pick. You know, I think so. I don't put as much emphasis on D-men anymore. I used to think that they were more scarce than they are.
Let's we'll get there, but can you
Yeah.
guys hear me yet? Is there any change in this volume? I don't know. I think maybe if I unplug the mic, then it'll be super quick. Oh, great, he says. Are you being serious? Unholy, you don't know, right? The most sarcastically there's no change in his words. I don't know what I did. Yes, way better. Okay, cool. So you were saying you were BPA'd. Like,
Yeah.
was that because you didn't know that it was a 10-minute time slot?
No, I didn't know it was my pick. I didn't know. I got carried away with some stuff that morning as well, and I couldn't really get back and check it, and so I don't care that it was a BPA. I've said many times, like, if I'm ever holding up the draft, just I'm fine BPA. Like, I have no problem with who I got and that it was a BPA, whatever. It doesn't bother me at all. So, I mean, I'm fine with it. There really wasn't a whole lot, I think, at that point anyway. But I probably would have been more interested in a D-man. I don't know who.
Yeah. The highlight of the draft was really G-Lock losing his second round pick. That's the main takeaway from this draft. So,
I don't know
if you
how
caught
that happened. I still don't know how that happened. Like, I've read through the comments and tried to figure it out, and I don't know. I think there's a trade involved, and I think Nate's pick is somehow involved, but I really don't know how that happened.
Well, I went on. So this is my part of the story. I think this was all my fault, but I went on, and Nate, I was looking at the list, and there were no picks for Nathan in the second round, and Nate had told me he had 2 picks. So I had this list of guys. So I'm like posting. I'm like, and I remember that you had just traded with Sunnyvale to get his second round pick. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure Nathan has at least 1 pick because I remember that trade. So I posted there's no Nathan's not showing up. Then Nathan appeared, but it wasn't the Sunnyvale pick. So I'm like, well, I don't know. This is the guys he wants. Just give him this guy, Rene Bork. And we were at, I think it was like pick 40, and Sunnyvale picked at like 33 or 34. So I'm like, okay, Rene Bork hasn't been picked. He's on Nate's list. Just give Nate that guy. That should end this whole kerfuffle. Then I said, and Nate's coming. When he comes up again, here's the guy to take for him. Well, for some reason, he didn't get, like, that didn't happen. And then G-Lock's pick disappeared. Nate got into that slot and got the second guy that I posted, Brooks Lake, instead of Rene Bork. And then Sutton picked Rene Bork right after. Like, there was like 2 picks after. So like the next time I checked, I'm like, Rene Bork is on Sutton's team for somehow. I couldn't figure out. Nate got Brooks Lake with G-Lock's pick. I was just at that point, I'm like, I don't know what is happening here. Like, and then it just
Didn't Sutton also get some waiver as well?
I don't know what happened with waivers. Sutton got Ray Emery as a goalie on waivers. I don't have no idea how that all happened. I saw Nips kind of made a stink about it because he should have been the first waiver pick, and like rightfully so. Like, they got flipped in the middle somewhere so that it was worse, even though it was always going to be first. So at some point, somebody said,
seriously,
"Wait."
Dude, I've been calling for that, so that's good. I'm glad they got it late.
Can we just have Klein and Caden just run the draft, please? I mean, it's such a disaster if anybody else does it. And the way that those guys did it the first time around, I mean, that was the most efficient draft when they were in charge of it. Every draft that they've done. I don't know why we just don't have them be in charge of every single draft.
Yeah,
we could get 2 rounds. We get 2 rounds done in a day. Waivers even in the same day, and be done.
Everyone knew when it was happening. Everyone knew their
Yes.
slots like a week in advance.
Yes, it was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think like 100% this should be the case moving forward. I mean, if it got screwed up once, okay, maybe that happens. But it's been 2 years in a row now. Like, it's been 2 drafts in a row, and like, to be honest, like, you know, like, the league this league is great. Like, we've been going for how many,
It's
4
almost
years or something now.
4 years now,
It's
I think.
pretty
Right?
crazy, man. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's investing a lot of time into this. It's like everyone's like made connections. Like, it's like a cool league that we've got going. Everything's good, and it's like playing the games is awesome, of course, but like, the draft is a pretty big part to this league. Like, I would say it's, you know, like, the second most important part to this league. And it's like, I don't think we can have, you know, like, where people are just losing picks, or it's gonna, you know, like, it's just it seems like a simple solution to have Caden and Klein running the draft. It's even on the ROM like credits. I saw. I was like watching the ROM credits, and it says
Oh, yeah.
draft Caden and Klein. So it's like, okay, like, maybe because Klein left, like, now he's not, but like, now that he's back, I think he should take over this draft with Caden.
Well, the
does
ROM. I think the
waivers.
ROM needs updating. I mean, Wolf and Klein is still on that
I did see that,
advertisement.
too,
We need
yeah.
to get rid of that.
But I mean, like, yeah, I just think it's like kind of important, but I do think also if the lottery, which it looks like it's coming in at some point, it's coming in, have like maybe like Ultra and Sutton can run the lottery and do like a lottery show for this, like they do. I don't know if they do this in NHL. They do it in the NBA. They have a lottery show, like, you know, someone gets picked, and Sutton could break down the percents or whatever. Like, he knows that stuff. So I don't know. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Like, those guys can run the lottery show, have Caden and Klein run the drafts, and
And be
You know,
done with it. And it
be
would
done
run.
with it.
It would be smooth.
we'd know
would
the
be
date of
really
the draft
smooth.
way in
Yeah.
advance. We know the times. Like, then I can, you know, plan my shit out a bit. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think that's too much to
Maybe
ask.
we have to have a vote on this. Like, is that like?
I don't think that's too much to ask.
Well, especially because it's already been done. Like, at least
Yeah.
how many drafts did they run? 3 or 4 at least, and they were
Yeah.
really good.
And there were some in the queue that were
Yeah.
like that as well.
That's right. So yeah, no, it's a simple solution, and you know, hopefully that happens. Can we have a vote on it? That makes me laugh. I think the gatekeeper vote thing just died with the summer season. I'm not sure.
Like, that's another topic. Like, I'm like quite frustrated by this, because it's like, we had a vote. 70% of the people want a 4-month season. Like, I just
Right.
don't understand what is happening.
Like,
it's-
how could that have gotten messed up? You know, like, I don't I don't understand how that
like, we've agreed
can
to this
somebody so
voting
anybody
system.
can look anybody who's following along and reading that can go, okay, yeah, we'll just do 3 months again, and just, you know, like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And, you know, the newspapers around the country, they don't get it either.
Well, the thing about that one too is that there was I think 23 votes, which is pretty good. That was before LHX, before all these guys rejoined. So we only had 27 guys. That's a pretty good group, or pretty good majority of people voting for that.
Yeah.
So no, it makes no sense. Like, it, and when we went through it, it wasn't that long ago. Like, on this show, we went through all of this stuff, and it
But
seemed
no,
like
but
it was
on
ready to
the
go.
on the show, we were going to just take a break for the summer. That's the part that I'm not grasping. We went from not like taking a break, and then everyone like kind of was like, no, like, we'd like to play a bit. Okay, we'll make a compromise. 4 months, perfect. 2 months was not like, there were only 5 people who voted for that. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, I just don't really understand it, I guess. And like, if we've implemented this voting system, Like, you know, we're
What's the
not
point in having the gatekeeper and these polls?
like we have to follow that. Like I think
If-
that's our system now. Like we've agreed to the system. We have to follow the system. Like it just makes sense, right? Like yeah, I don't know, man.
We should
I
have
think
called
it
this
makes-
show "The Death of the W Republic."
I mean,
Can you talk for 6 hours about the death of the W Republic? Let's pull a Dan Carlin.
But it is frustrating.
It is. It is. And then of course you always get it. Somebody chimes in and is like, "Cool idea, 2 months, great idea." It's like, what are you talking about? We just had a vote. Like, what is happening here? It's bizarro world. Anyway, we don't want this to be totally a negative show, but we did want to start with that because like the draft was just it was just frustrating, really, and it's frustrating because Caden's sitting there. He could just be running it and it would be smooth, but. Puss's point, it's better this way. It does add some entertainment value, so there's that.
Yeah.
Pink, man, we were. I was thinking back. No, you were on Wolf and Klein like super early. I don't remember which season it was, but it was early in this whole W thing.
Mm-hmm.
I
It was
don't really
before.
remember.
It was this. I think it was the summer before I went to my first high,
Okay.
which I think that was in. So I think it was 20. Wait.
There's been 3 highs. You've been to 2 highs.
Well,
and you
no,
missed
I didn't go
one,
this
right?
year. I didn't go this. So it was 2023.
Because when I saw you at high, that was 20.
So it was So I think I was on. I would think it was summertime around summer of 2022 when I was on there, because I remember at the end of that show they were talking about high, and I had already asked my wife if I could go, and I was already planning on going when I was on that show, and then I told them I was going to go, and then we had a little bit of discussion on it. So I think it was sometime like July or August of 2022.
So I mean that's amazing too, right? That we've been doing this long enough that you've been a guest on 2 different podcasts, and it's been almost 3 years apart. But anyway,
Yeah.
the point of all that was that I don't really remember from your time on that show, like how did you get involved in this league? Who do you know here? Like where
It
did
was
you come from?
it was Segathon. So I would periodically Google NHL 95 league online, something to that effect, and never found anything. And then I don't know, around 2017 or 2018, I did it. Like I Google searched for it again, and I came across Segathon's website where he had an email that I think he went by the commish, and I emailed him and I said, hey, like, is there any kind of league that, like, is there any online league that is run for this game? Like, kind of like, and I referenced like the Tetris community, because the Tetris community, they do everything, like all their matches and stuff online. And so I was asking him if there's anything like that, and he said no. I think there was, around that time they were planning on, maybe it was in 2019, I emailed him because I know that they were planning on some tournament in Toronto in 2020.
Yeah, we were involved in that one and planning that.
And okay, and I was actually talking with my older brother, Freaks, and I was talking to him about going up there, and then obviously COVID hit and everything, and then I think that got canceled. But Segathon sent out a mass email when this league formed, when they finally got the ROM working. And because I had emailed him from that website, he had like everybody's email in a database, I guess. And so he just mass emailed everybody that he had on record, and I was one of them, and I got that email. And so that's how I ended up in the league.
And you're one of the few guys left from season 1. I mean, I guess maybe there's a few more. There might be 10, maybe not even.
I think there's got to be more than that, right?
Who was there? You, the Yinzers, Klein,
Sega.
Wolf, Sega. That's 6. Audubon.
I don't know.
Richfield. There's
Audubon,
that's-
Richfield.
Yeah,
that's
Audubon, Richfield, Gaelic Gopher, I think, was
8.
in.
That's 9.
I mean, Heinz and LHX
I think
are back.
LHX.
Yeah, that's true. That's 11.
Ultra.
Ultra 12.
Yeah.
But it's it's a solid group.
Yeah.
How like I mean, did you play a lot before you joined?
I played growing up with my older brother and my 2 cousins. We played. I think my cousins had the Sega, and so we would go over to their house and play it. But they had, I think, NHL 93, 94, and then 95. But when 95 came out, that was really the one that we got stuck on. And that's all we did was play it. And then when I figured out how to get the ROM and everything, I would play it with my older brother at my house on the computer. But I never really memorized the rosters. I still don't have the rosters memorized. I have no idea. If I were to play in the Parachute League, I would have to look at the rosters before every game, or at least the first couple of games, if I'm going to take a team for a season.
So were you the best out of that crew, like your cousins and your brother, or who won those battles?
I think over time, the last time I played with it was just one cousin and my older brother. We played, and I actually was winning most of the games. And it was really, I think, because what I was doing was I started switching to the manual goalie on them, and I didn't move really from side to side like I do now. I just stood there, and I've seen guys do that now.
Wolf,
I think, Wolf just stands there. I think G-Lock is another one that stands there, and it's effective for them. But when I try it in this league, it doesn't work as well. My goalie will turn to the side and watch the puck go in. If I do that, I find so. I usually try to move them side to side, but I was doing that on them, and it was working. And so that was the last time I think we played. But that was a few years ago. That was a long time ago.
How bad
Is
would
one of
you
your
be?
cousins like Skills or something? Is that right?
No, I don't know who Skills is.
Okay. Oh, okay.
No.
I think one of those guys is G-Lock's buddy, I think. Comes on there. And Freaks comes on sometimes. How come he never joined the league?
I was in Vegas a couple weeks ago. I flew out there and just for the weekend. And I was at Costco with him, and I was talking about the league, and I said, "When are you going to join, man?" And he gave me the runaround, but I don't know if he's ever going to join. But I'm trying to get him, and I'm trying to get my cousin, and I send my cousin a lot of the clips that I see posted on the highlights channel, and the one that I've sent my cousin was it's probably my favorite clip of G-Lock's goalie. I think it was in season 1 when his goalie, and I post it from time to time, but when G-Lock's goalie, he did the A-dive on Fleury's breakaway and he injured him. I've said that to a few people because it's such a bizarre play, and that's the only time I've ever seen that. I haven't seen it since, and I never saw it before, and it's such a great play. I wish it happened more, but that's the only time I've ever seen it.
Yeah, that's got to be probably the number one highlight ever produced. That was a good one.
I love that clip.
Would they have a chance against you now since it's been 2 or 3 years?
I don't think so. I think that the way that I play now is so much different than I came into this league thinking I was really good because I beat my cousin and my brother, And I was like, yeah, I I mastered the game, you know. And
Fuchs has got
when I
nothing
got
on me.
here, I came to this league, and I was like, oh man, I'm far from where I thought I was.
But you have improved a lot. Like even in the last 5 or 6 seasons. I don't know the exact
Yeah, I'd
time,
probably
but
say
you
that's when
were-
I started seeing more success. Like compared to how I used to play. One of the things that I've tried to implement more, that I noticed that I was doing on offense, was I would let the defender, my opponent would grab their defender, and I would let them like skate me over to the boards, and I didn't really like. I would take the outside,
Mm.
and the way that I play now is I try more to fight for the middle.
100%. I
when I'm
100%
coming
noticed
down,
that with you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's been big for me. It was just fighting for the middle of the ice and trying to get more position in the middle.
That's super interesting. I find myself way too often now going just wide and going around the net, going wide, going around over and over and over. And you just get
Well,
trapped.
sometimes it will take you there. Like if I'm coming down the middle or something, sometimes I end up going around the net, but yeah, it ends up. But yeah, I think that middle, like get the middle of the ice in the slot area, just trying to split the D, or just anything you can do to get in the middle, make somebody miss a hit, anything I can do to make them miss, or get more position in the middle, or open it up for a one-timer in the middle. That's been probably the biggest like part of the success that I've seen.
Because now I've mentioned this before, but I think you play kind of. You remind me of how like Colin plays a bit in that, and he always used to do this. He would kind of like, because I tend to, when there's like a defender there, I tend to like go around to the outside always. But I notice that you'll kind of just like bump off the defender or try to go through the defenders at times, and like a lot of the time it's a bit of an illusion that the defender's there, like they're not actually like going to hit you, so you can like get that angle for the deke. So I think you do that more than probably anyone, I would say, in the league.
I think Colin's style is definitely one that I've tried to emulate, and then Unholy does it as well. Like Unholy is pretty good at. He's pretty aggressive in the middle, and I think NIU at times he can be aggressive down the middle as well. He gets he likes to go around the net a lot, and he likes to reverse. Like he'll get to the other side of the net and then reverse and go back around the net, but then he might go back around the net again, and he likes to go around the net a lot, and it works for him. Like he'll open things up that way, and he'll get one-timers off the like coming around the other side.
Do you like? I was gonna ask you about the entrance, so like zone entrance. Like, do you like? It seems like you carry it in with your center quite a lot. Is that intentional?
No, it's not. I don't care who I bring it in with.
Really? Interesting.
I think. I do try. I have been more. I think a little bit more cognizant of bringing it in to the zone with my defensive men, because like if they lose the puck or if they get hit, you're opening yourself up to a breakaway. And then I have tried to not bring it in so much with the center, but it's difficult to. Like I struggle with passing. I look at the passing stat a lot, and my passing is horrendous. So
like accuracy, or
yeah, like my pass. Like if you go and look at the sheets or whatever, like my passing is usually pretty low. I don't have good passing. Like my passing percentages are pretty bad.
Do you know roughly what your attempts per game would be?
I don't.
Passes?
No, I just know that it's low, and
Look
then
at that.
sometimes when I look at, like I'll go back and look at some, like if there's a game that whoever I'm playing, if they are streaming the game, and I might go back and look at some of the goals that I give up, and a lot of them are on like passing intercepts, or just I get stuck in the neutral zone, or I get hit with something when there was an open pass somewhere. But it's usually that's the kind of stuff that I get beat on. I feel like is just really bad passing.
That's really interesting. I'm trying to sort. I guess we don't have any games this season though. I wish I could see the last season.
I looked at the stats for trying to figure out who was good offensive. They're gone. It's over. There's no way to see them.
Yeah, I could look at. I made a copy of W season 13 sheet. I could probably tell you what.
Well, I mean, Wolf of Highland was making his opinion known that passing is the new non-passing. Didn't work in the finals, but maybe he's onto something. I mean,
you were saying he averaged like 55 passes a game or something, wasn't it? Like some high number.
Well, actually, when this was taken, I'm a little above average at the end of season 13 in my passing.
Above average on percentage or on
percentage? It was 51. I was at 51%, and the league average was 49%.
What's the total
or 50% actually?
Forgetting accuracy, what's the total number of passes? Like who leads the league in that?
It looks like attempts. This data set isn't a complete. It's not a complete season. There, when I made the copy of this, but at this point, it looks like it was Sonoma with at 46 games played. Sonoma had 1,100. No, it was Highland. Wolf of Highland had 1,435 passes. Attempts was 25-45. Holy crap! Oh man!
So him and Sonoma are the top two. Is anyone else stand out as being up there?
G-Lock has over 1,000 at this point.